Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on understanding your customers, like really understanding them.
And how that translates into marketing that, well, actually connects and works.
Exactly. We've gone through quite a bit, marketing guides, some sales letters, business strategies.
Yeah, a real mix,
Yeah.
all aimed at finding those core ideas for bringing in clients.
And figuring out what makes them tick, building a business that actually lasts.
It can feel pretty overwhelming, all the marketing advice out there.
Right. So our goal here is just to pull out the really actionable stuff, the key principles.
And one thing that just kept coming up again and again was this difference between what customers need logically and what they want emotionally. That seems to be the absolute core of effective marketing.
Okay, yeah, let's dig into that because it feels like that's the unlock, isn't it?
I think so. Needs are, practical, shelter, food, basic transportation.
But the want, that's different. It's the feeling of security in a specific house, maybe, or the status of a certain car.
Precisely. It's emotional.
Yeah.
It taps into fears, frustrations, desires, those deeper things what the sources call hot buttons.
Those emotional triggers.
Yeah. And your marketing has to hit those.
The childcare example they used was so clear on this. Parents need childcare, obviously.
Right. A basic need if they work.
But what they want, it's feeling guilt-free. It's knowing their kid is safe, like really safe.
Peace of mind. That's the emotional driver. It's not just about supervision.
So the marketing shouldn't just list, qualified teachers, good snacks.
No, exactly. It should speak to that feeling. Like, imagine going to work knowing your child is happy and thriving, feeling zero guilt. Something like that.
Addresses the want directly.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that connects perfectly to the next big point. Focusing, niching down.
Oh, absolutely. The sources were really strong on this. Don't try to be the solution for absolutely everyone.
It's tempting, though, isn't it, to cast a wide net?
It is, but it dilutes your message.
Yeah.
If you pick a specific group, a niche, you can tailor everything to them. Your service, your message, you become the obvious choice for those people.
Like the Domino's example they brought up, the 30-minute delivery.
Perfect example. It wasn't just about pizza. It was about the want for speed, fast, reliable food.
They owned that specific desire, that market-dominating position.
They did. And for the childcare place, remember the idea they floated? Guaranteeing reading skills before kindergarten.
Oh, right. For the older kids.
Yeah. That's targeting a very specific parental want, that desire for their child's academic success. It's innovative, it stands out.
Okay, so understanding the want, finding the niche, how do you put that into practice? There was that framework.
The marketing equation.
Yeah.
Interrupt, engage, educate, offer. It's a really practical structure.
So interrupt, that's the attention grabber.
Exactly. Using a headline that hits one of those emotional hot buttons we talked about, it grabs the right people and kind of pushes away the wrong ones.
Like that bold childcare headline. Mommy, the food they give me at childcare is yucky.
It's definitely provocative. Hits a potential worry right between the eyes.
Okay, so you've interrupted them. Then engage.
That's the subheadline, usually. It has to keep their attention by promising a solution to the problem you just raised.
So following that yucky food example.
It might be something like, wondering why your child comes home from childcare hungry and crabby. It keeps them reading.
Builds on the worry. Okay, interrupt, engage, then educate.
And this isn't just listing features. It's about showing how you solve their problem, how you deliver on that promise. Focus on the benefits.
The positive outcomes for them.
Yes. Use that problem-solution offer flow they mentioned. Here's the problem you have. Here's how we fix it. Here's the good stuff you'll get.
Build that trust. Show you get it.
Right. And then finally, the offer.
The call to action. Make it easy, right? Low risk.
Super easy. Remove the friction. Make it a no-brainer next step for someone who's interested. An invitation, really.
Got it. Interrupt, engage, educate, offer. Seems logical.
It flows well when you think about the customer's journey.
And underpinning all of this is the idea of value. The sources kept hammering this home. People buy extraordinary value, not just the lowest price.
Well, yeah. If everyone's offering the same thing, what else is there to compete on but price?
True. So you need to differentiate with value.
And that's where things like compelling incentives come in. Free trials, maybe valuable information guides.
Or those value-added bonuses they mentioned.
Right, like free batteries with a toy.
Or free lawn aeration if you buy landscaping, something like that.
Free oil change with a bigger service. Little things that add perceived value and make your offer stand out, exceed expectations.
And for a service, like that child psychologist example.
Offering that free Stop the Screaming session, it's immediate value, proof they can help, tackles a specific pain point up front.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, shifting gears a bit, thinking long-term. Lifetime value, LTV. That seemed really important.
Hugely important. It's about understanding the total worth of a customer over their entire relationship with you.
So not just the first sale.
Not at all. It's the total revenue they bring in, minus all the costs to get them and keep them happy, marketing, service costs, everything. That gives you their actual lifetime profit or value.
And thinking about those costs,
Yeah.
it highlights how important keeping customers happy is, not just getting them in the door.
Oh, massively. And the sources really dug into the referral aspect, too.
Right, how word of mouth impacts LTV.
Yeah, both ways. A happy client tells a few people, brings in new business. Great. But an unhappy client,
They tell everyone.
the stat they used was something like they tell 12 people on average. And you don't just lose that one person. You potentially lose all the people they might have referred to. It compounds.
Wow. So customer satisfaction isn't just nice. It's actually fundamental to long-term financial health.
It really is. Which kind of leads into the idea of strategic partnerships.
Endorsements and joint ventures. Using other people's network.
Exactly. Partnering with businesses that already have the trust of the customers you want to reach.
They talked about passive versus active endorsements.
Yeah. Passive's like, okay, maybe you rent their mailing list. Active is when they actually recommend you.
That active recommendation seems much more powerful.
For sure. It's borrowed trust. But you have to make it easy for them. Educate them on your value. Give them materials.
And find the right partners, obviously. Businesses that make sense together.
Complementary services, like the examples. Accountants and lawyers referring, or contractors, landscapers, realtors working together.
Creating that kind of referral ecosystem.
Yeah, it can really accelerate growth if you find the right fits. Access to a trusting audience.
Okay, makes sense. So we've got the what and why partnerships.
Yeah.
What about the actual mechanics, the sales process itself?
Right, having a defined process, a roadmap, essentially. Specific steps for how you market and sell, not just random acts of marketing.
And understanding your distribution channels is key here.
Absolutely. Where does the sale actually happen? Is it direct, online, through retailers?
Yeah.
Because that dictates your tactics.
Like the child care center again. Direct sales, local service.
So yeah, putting ads in a national magazine makes zero sense. You need local, targeted efforts, maybe community events, local partnerships.
Tailoring the approach to the channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that process includes, generating leads, then qualifying them.
Focusing on the ones who really want what you offer.
Yes. Don't waste time on tire kickers. Qualify based on that want. And then finally, converting those qualified leads into actual clients.
Got it. Structure is key. Now, one thing that often causes confusion, websites versus landing pages.
Ah, yes. A crucial distinction. They look similar sometimes, but have very different jobs.
A website is more general, your main online brochure.
Pretty much. Broad information about who you are, what you do, everything. A landing page, though, is laser focused.
Like one thing.
One specific offer and one specific action you want the visitor to take. The most wanted response, or MWR.
So back to the psychologist's free session ad. Click the ad.
You go to a page only about that free session, explains it, benefits, and a clear button or form to sign up. That's it. No distractions.
And it needs to match the ad they clicked on.
Critically important. Message match. Keeps the scent going, reassures the visitor they're in the right place, and a clear call to action right up front.
Makes sense. And even on the main website, the navigation should reflect those customer wants.
That was a great point in the sources. Instead of generic services or about us.
Use buttons like guilt-free childcare or boosting your child's confidence.
Exactly. Speak their language.
Yeah.
Guide them based on their emotional needs, not your internal structure.
Smart. Okay, and just briefly, social media came up too.
Yeah, briefly. The key takeaway seemed to be, don't just spray and pray.
Be strategic.
Pick the platforms where your actual target market hangs out and engages. Be consistent. Provide real value, not just sales pitches.
Use visuals, short formats. Meet people where they are.
Pretty much. Quality over quantity.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, it feels like we've covered a lot of ground, but it circles back to some core ideas.
Definitely. Understanding those deep customer wants, those emotional drivers.
Niching down, not being afraid to focus.
Providing truly standout value, going beyond just the basics or the price.
And having structured processes for marketing, sales, partnerships.
Yeah, it's about connecting emotionally and offering solutions people genuinely desire.
Yeah.
building real relationships.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is this. What's the one big emotional hot button for your ideal customer?
Mm, good question.
If you could just nail that one thing, speak directly to it in a unique way, what could that change for your business? Maybe time to really think about what's driving them.
It's a journey, isn't it? Constantly learning, adapting, and always focusing on delivering that true value.